What's up, traders? This is Marco. We have Friday the 15th of September. I have another bar by bar for you, and you can see in front of you the 2000 tick ES chart. This is the ES future. I changed to the 1223 contract, and the only indicator that I'm using is the 21 EMA, which is this pink line here. And I use pure price action to find daily setups on the ES chart. And I'm coming to the computer always around 7:30, 8 in the morning. And this is what I see here. You can see this strong drops below the EMA. Prices cannot even come back to the EMA, pulling back. So this is very strong bearish for me. And I'm trying to find the downtrend that is fitting this price action. So I'm taking this one here. We wait for prices to come back to our key entry points. The key entry points are the EMA and the channel support and resistance. And ideally we wait for second entries. So prices are dropping here and not coming back to the EMA or key entry point. So all we can do right now is just waiting. Can see some pullback here, but this is so strong bearish that prices can't even make it back here. Now finally, after two touches of this channel line, we get a pullback here and we are close to our key entry point of the channel, and you can see prices are breaking the channel. Now we observe what will happen around the EMA. Do we get a potential second entry short, right, of the EMA? This is the first break of the trend channel. And after a break, we want to see a retest of the extremes, which will be a low from this downtrend here. And we only get the first entry, but not even a real pullback back to the EMA. You can see prices cannot make it here. So we're dropping before. And when this is the case, we just wait and see. At the same time, we have our break and retest of the lows now. So this this downtrend here could be already played out by now because we have a new low here. And we go sideways here a bit. I would not look for a long setup just yet because this is a bit too early, especially after such a strong move down here. There could be a potential second leg down after some correction. So we want to see if there's more confirmation that prices are turning now or going sideways. So I will not take blindly along here after a new low because this is way too early and also this is congestive. But I want to show the shorter term channel is going higher, and also we are getting a second entry short. You can see prices made a new low here. First entry, pullback, second entry. Ideally, this bar should close below the EMA, but we're finishing here right at the EMA. This is a 6 ticks bar, so I'm willing to take a risk here because many times you will see that prices will make two legs to a new high, to a new low in this case. So this is the first leg pullback, a second leg down here. And after such a strong move lower here, there should be some more downside. And this is the first break of the EMA. And many times you will see after a first break of the EMA, we will see a retest of the extremes. So I'm fine with trying and taking a short trade here. On a second entry short, it's a low risk setup, so that is in our favor. And you can see you would be into the trade. And I think you would have scalped out already by this. And we're going lower here and making a second leg down here and finding now some support around this level. So maybe really there is already a new low in place here, but you can see this bar here is very strong bearish. So it's clear that the bulls that are coming in on this like support here where my cursor is, that are getting all smashed and stopped. And this is a clear signal that prices want to go lower here. So we're going lower, and we're making constantly new lows. So at this point, it's time to look for a new channel, because many times you will see that we make a new low after new low. And when this is the case, then this old channel here is not valid anymore. And we look for a bit flatter channel. So this is a spike and channel structure right now. This is the spike down, and this is the channel working lower now. And I take this high and connect it with the last swings that we got here. The lows are fitting pretty nicely. So let's see what's happening. Prices go lower here. Shorter term channel breaking new low and going lower. Now we're pulling back to our EMA and key entry point, but I would wait prices to come back to our key entry point here, because the EMA is in the middle of the channel right now. Ideally, you want to see EMA and key entry point aligning to each other, exactly what you can see here in this area. You can see both are pretty equal, and this is a very strong resistance level then. Getting a first entry here, nothing to take, and going a bit sideways. Now we are approaching our key entry point, and we get an instant rejection. So maybe we have to draw it like a bit wider, something like this. We get an instant rejection here. This is a second entry, but you can see this signal bar here is bad. Like under no circumstance I could take a short here, and then we see this bar here, and taking a short at this low right into the support doesn't make sense. So yeah, there is simply no setup. If you had a better bar here, I mean like not finishing so much low here, but closer, let's say here on this top right of the key entry point, then you can consider taking this, but like this, no setup. Going lower, finding some support at our channel. So I think this channel is valid here. And look at this, there is like some strong buying coming into here. You can see the size of the bar. This bar is taking out all this movement here before. So we must be careful what's going on. Of course, drawing always the shorter term channels, and they play out the same way as bigger channels. We get a first break here, so I want to see a retest of the highs. Pulling back here to the EMA, finding some support at the EMA. This is interesting. This is also the first break of this downtrend, and after first break we want to see a retest of the extremes, which would be around this level here. But also we have now our shorter term channel here in play with the first break, so like a retest of the high here, and then looking for a movement further down would be ideal. But you can see there is some resistance coming up here, because we are bouncing off this level here. I cannot take this setup after such a strong bull bar here with support around the EMA. I would like to see a triple test, something like this. So we must wait a bit more. This is a lower high. I think a bit too risky to take a lower high directly into a potential range support. This level here I'm speaking of. I would like to see this bar a bit higher and not so big. Then I can consider taking a short. We didn't make a new high here, but this could be already a finished retest of the shorter term channel. When prices are so strong bearish, you will not see always a new high in shorter term uptrend structures. Finding support here, exactly what I said, going short into the support is very risky, so we don't want this. It's like very bullish bar here, pulling back to our range resistance now. And we get another lower high set up here. This is also now a triple test. You can see prices make this new high, tested it once, tested it twice. And if you want, prices made a new low here. First entry pullback, second entry. So this is a triple test and a second entry short. And the context is telling us we have a first break of this downtrend here. And after first break, we want to see a retest of the lows. So This bar has 5 ticks. I'm fine with taking a setup here. Second entry short, triple test, also low risk, and it's right off our resistance of this range here. And with this bar, yeah, this triple test is completed. So let's see if we get in. This is a very, very nice bearish bar. You would be into the trade by this bar here. And ideally, we want to scalp out around the EMA or latest at the support of our range. Getting some little pullback. You would get your scalp here already. And now it's going higher. Okay, this is a question now, like for how many ticks you're going. Surely 4 ticks worked here. I think even 6 ticks would have worked. This is like 1.75 points. So yeah, I think 4 for sure, 6 I think as well. But more than 6, you would have been stopped here. But yeah, it's a 5 tick risk here. If you put the stop loss 1 tick above your signal bar, it's a 6 tick risk bar here. So I'm fine with that. You get some inside bar here, but also like a failed breakout lower, and this is a very strong bearish move. So the retest of the shorter term channel is done, and we will see a retest of the spike and channel here now. You can see prices go lower, drawing this shorter term channel, and I can extend this maybe a bit. Getting a pullback here. And this is a lower high and also the first break of this shorter term downtrend here. We didn't have a retest of the lows just yet. And this is also the first break of this channel. Now the question is this a failed breakout out of this range? Do we get a pullback and a continuation lower? This bar here is 8 ticks. I don't like that we are finishing with this like 2 ticks off here. If we finished like perfectly without this wick, then the decision would be easier taking a short here. So yeah, this is like to discuss. It's a bit congestive here. In general, the bias is still to the downside, so we're looking for shorts, a retest. I'm not sure. So when we're not sure, we're skipping. If you are aggressive, you can consider this setup here as a lower high. What I don't like about this setup is like this not perfect signal bar, and that it's a bit congestive here. And in general, it's like 8 ticks. Yeah, so really not sure. Okay, if you tried it, you would have been out successfully. I think even with a runner could be. And we have our new low in place here. So this channel played out and we take it from there. We get a pullback back to the EMA. This is a higher low, but we cannot take this that early after such a strong move to the downside. We want to see more confirmation that prices go sideways or going up now. So we have to wait here. Congestion, nothing to do. Break of this channel, retest of the high, and going further down. Can draw this channel here. This is a potential failure, but the issue with this setup here is that bar moves so far below the EMA. Taking a short that far away, I think it's too risky. We don't want this. We want to take closer to the EMA, and also the context is not very clear. We had our break in new low, and right now prices go back and forth between the EMA. So this is more like a range. You can see something like this. Maybe we draw it and see if this plays out. You can see prices breaking this shorter term channel for the first time, making a new low, and is going sideways here, like back and forth, jumping up and below the EMA. So really nothing to consider here. This is very sideways, no clear bias. We have to wait. And now we get some movement to the downside here to test maybe this support area. But what I want to check is maybe we have a bigger channel here in play, because this looks like we're getting a swing here, some potential swing here. So maybe trying it with this. No, this doesn't look good. Something like this here that would fit with this lower line here. Let me check. I think I will try this channel here for now, because you can see it's aligning with what we had before. The midline of this bigger channel equals the top line of the downtrend here. So we will play with this channel and see if we get any setups and confirmations of the key entry points. Right now we're having the shorter term channel here, break new low and finding some potential support here. So really nothing to consider. We just have to wait and see. And this is now interesting, but this is very close to this support here. And also this bar moves a bit too far below the EMA. I would like to see it closer here. So also nothing to take. Maybe there's a bigger channel here in play. Let me test this one. And we're breaking this range, so maybe after all this range is not even valid. I can do it like this maybe and see how this plays out. Pulling back here, and this is interesting because this could be a potential failure. You see this high here, then we have a first entry, second entry long. So if we break down here, that could be a failure, stopping out the longs that are entering this on this bar here. Also maybe there's a bigger channel in place, something like this. So that would be the first break here. Also, if this range here is valid, we get a breakout out of this range, pull back, and then maybe a continuation lower. Something like what we had here. You had this range, we get a pull back to the support of the range, and then a continuation lower. So if you see like patterns that are repeating, then you can consider setups here. What do we have? 9 ticks. It's pretty big bar. So really, I think another potential aggressive setup here. Not sure if I want to mark this because it's also a breakout out of this range, and I'm really not sure. Maybe we come back, but also this shorter term channel here is in play. First break, no retest of the lows yet. You see how I am fighting. I'm trying to find arguments, and when this is the case and you're not 100% sure, then it's better to skip. But I want to share with you my process and my thoughts. So you can take this for your own trading. When you see setups like this, you would be into the trade and it would have worked. So this channel here is valid in this way, that we get a break and retest of the lows. But yeah, I was not very sure. Maybe with a better finish of the signal bar, something like here, or even not that big. If we cut away the wick and just take the bar here, then I think I would have taken it. But with this like 2-3 ticks wick here, prefer to play the safe side. So yeah, we're going lower here, finding some little congestion in this area, always drawing those. And now we're getting close to our key entry point, this channel line here. I always want to see what's happening around the key entry point. And as you can see, we're overshooting this a bit here, because before we had support around this level here, another time here, also here. But you can see how strong bearish this is. Prices just push lower and they can't even make it back to the EMA. That's a very strong bearish sign, and right now we have an overselling here, so it's oversold territory because you can see this very strong drops lower here, and this could be an overshoot of the channel. And after overshoots, we want to wait and see if there's a break of the channel structure. So right now, with this being oversold and also going on for some time already, I think I don't want to look for any more shorts and just wait if we can get like a very short setup. Going sideways here a bit, even more sideways, so maybe there is some little range, and we're making a higher low here, pushing higher. So maybe there is a shorter term channel, something like this. We'll extend this channel here a bit, getting a first break of the shorter term channel. So still we want to see a retest here, dropping below the EMA. Now it's interesting if we stay above or below the EMA. Prices are fighting here. You can see we're going sideways, and this wicks here, prices go all the way up and getting pushed lower. So this is interesting. Bears and bulls are fighting, going lower here, finding some potential support. Let me draw this. You can see this support here. It's a double test, and now pushing strongly above the EMA, but still there is some selling coming in. That could be also some profit taking. And this is interesting because you can see prices are pushing above the EMA. We have this shorter term channel here in play, and we don't have a retest of this level yet. There is a room back here to this level, and also if you can see, price is making higher lows each swing. So maybe I connect it so you can see it a bit better. You can see prices make this new low, next swing is a bit higher, next swing is a bit higher, this swing is a bit lower, but it could confirm a potential setup, like a trend channel here. And then we're getting a higher low above the EMA with such a strong bullish bar. The bar is pretty big with 10 ticks. So maybe if there's a way to drop a limit order, few ticks back here. But this is a very strong signal that prices will test this level here from this previous push higher. So I'm fine with taking this setup, ideally with a limit order, few ticks back. But even if you take this without the limit order, consider the risk if you are not willing to take the risk, because it would be 12 ticks if you place the entry 1 tick above the signal bar and the stop loss 1 tick below. There is enough space here to retest the last high, and usually after a first leg you will see a second leg higher. This is the first leg pullback, second leg. So this would be our target. There's enough space and this strong bullish bar. I really like this. And we get a doji here. I hope the move is not over, because right now you would be still inside the trade. But now we're testing the last highs. You would be out of the trade also here. And we get a retest of the extreme from the shorter term channel. So this channel here played out, and we move forward with this channel that we have here. Also, look at this. We hit our measured move. This was the first leg up, pullback, second leg up. So we almost hit it to the tick. If you want to count this as the first leg, then this is pretty much to the tick exactly. So these are 2 legs higher, and we correct here. Now we are approaching our key entry point, this new uptrend here, and we get rejection. So we're going higher. it's staying here around this level between the support line of the channel and our last highs here. You can see prices going sideways. Nothing to consider when it's this sideways, but we push higher now, so we can remove this. And also we are breaking the bigger downtrend here. So this could be really an overshoot. After an overshoot, we see a break of the structure right now. It will be interesting now what prices are doing around this key entry point of the channel here. Getting some rejection, but not real strong rejection. You can see after a first push and pull back, we get the second push higher here, going sideways, and I have to extend this channel here a bit. I would not consider taking a short here on this lower high, because look at this congestion, and also there's a couple of key entry points running together here. We have this channel line, we have the EMA, we have the midline of this uptrend. There's so many potential resistances and support. Really, you don't want to risk this. The context is not so clear here. I would play this uptrend, so I want to wait for prices coming back to our key entry point and then looking for a long maybe. But yeah, the EMA is in the middle of this channel, so yeah, nothing to consider here. Maybe we draw our shorter term channel, getting a break, retest of the lows, and this is a potential because we have a new high here, first entry, second entry long, and this is such a strong bullish bar, confirming also at this key entry point here. The EMA is a bit in the way, so yeah, but this is a very nice second entry long, and this key entry point here is intact. So I would want to risk this and taking a long here on a second entry long with almost perfect bullish bar, and you would be out of the trade already. So that would be a very nice setup here, and really we're going higher. We're breaking this channel here without a retest. That's usual after an overshoot. I know this overshoot is pretty tiny in comparison to the size of the channel, but you can see this key entry point here, this uptrend is intact because prices go back and forth between support and resistance, and whenever this is, you have an intact channel and you can play setups right off the key entry points. And this is live price action already. We get another pullback here to our channel, but there is no setup, there's no signal bar. This is like in between. This is an inside bar now. If we drop lower here, then it's a maybe, but this looks congestive right now. You can see prices are forming some range here, and this is always risky then, and with this inside bar I don't want to risk. And you can see prices stay in this smaller range here, but getting support from our channel support here. This is a higher low, but it's right into the range resistance here, so we cannot take. So yeah, that's it for today. All in all, some interesting setups, I must say. We played first this strong drop lower here with this setup here, ideally below the EMA, but on a second entry short with this small bar, it's fine to take. And going lower, breaking this channel here for the first time. This is a triple test. We spoke about this low risk bar. Then this drop lower, lower high, risky setup. I showed you the pros and cons. Going lower here, potential here, we spoke about this. And then after an overshoot, we see this uptrend here coming into play with this two long setups. Yeah, that's it for today. Of course, the trading day is not over yet. If you're still trading, then of course, good lucks and good trades. Please like and subscribe the video. I would really be happy if you do. And check out our course on toppicktraining.com. There's a lot of information on how to trade the ES, or in general, how to trade price action with one indicator only. And yeah, that's it for me for today. Have a great weekend and speak to you not next week because I'm traveling, but maybe one of the guys will do it. But I think the week after I will be back and do another bar for you. All right, see you guys.